Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll help the channel out and it'll get you more videos like this. Let's get to it. And our first one comes from Chloe1411. Am I in the wrong for defending my wife? My sister-in-law has had 3 miscarriages over the past year. My wife has been supportive every time she's suffered one. My sister-in-law has known from the time she was a teenager that she cannot carry a pregnancy to full term. A couple weeks after the last one, my wife and sister-in-law were texting back and forth, and my sister-in-law mentioned that her and her husband were trying again for another baby. My wife, as nice as she could, she told her sister that she needed to listen to her doctors and allow her body to heal and not to try again for another baby so soon. After she said that, it turned into World War III with my in-laws, even though her own mother and sister admit she was right. They screamed at her for being heartless and cold. How is it heartless and cold? It's not like she said don't try for a baby again, but okay. And told her that she had ugliness in her heart. They accused her of being jealous and not wanting her sister to ever be happy. Holy hell, that family's done. I'd be done with them. Her husband called my phone and went off on me. He informed me that I need to get my wife in line for making her sister so upset, and that he was sick of the jealousy. Having her family go off on my wife the way she did upset her and angered me. I've tried to keep quiet, however having him call me and cuss me out was the final straw. I told him that he was a sorry SOB and needed to quit blaming my wife for the fact that his wife was upset. I told him that before he goes around cussing out people and blaming them for his wife being upset, that he needs to take a look in the mirror. From day one, he's told her he wanted multiple kids, and even though she suffered multiple miscarriages, he insists on trying to keep getting her pregnant because it's God's will. Oh man, I'm a religious person, but I also don't believe in, putting somebody's body through that pain over and over when it's just, you know what I mean? After the first cup, two, maybe, I'd be like, we gotta stop. This is hurting you. This is putting a lot of damage. You know what I mean? It's, it's a lot of stress and pain for a woman to give birth. It's not something you just keep doing and you're okay. Back to it. I told him that if he had any common sense, he would accept reality and support his wife by not trying to force this baby thing on her. I agree, he's damaging her. What makes it worse is his mom is constantly in my sister-in-law's ear, telling her how she wants a grandbaby. Obviously, he got upset and told everyone that I blamed him for his wife's misery. Of course, the family takes his side, and her mom said I'm not welcome in her home anymore, and neither are my kids. They've accused me of taking a cheap shot. Personally, I don't care, and honestly believe we're better off without her in our lives. My wife has told me she isn't upset with me, and glad someone stuck up with her for her through it all. I'm wondering though, was I wrong for what I said to sister-in-law's husband? No, OP. No, you're not in the wrong. I'm glad you stuck up for your wife as you should. She wasn't even being mean about it. She was being really kind. Like I said before, your wife didn't even say stop trying. She said give it a rest for a minute. You need to recover. And yeah, you do. Personally, this dude sounds a bit, not a bit, he sounds abusive over here putting her through this trauma over and over and over when it seems like it's going to be a fruitless endeavor that just can't happen. Also, silver lining, it sounds like her family are full of a bunch of idiots. So you not having to see them anymore sounds like a bonus to me. They sound like horrendous people to be around. So, P, no, not the beehole. You did what a good husband's supposed to do. Supposed to protect their spouse, and vice versa. I'm glad your wife wasn't mad at you or anything like that. Because I'm not gonna take it from some crazy religious nut who's keeps trying to try for what, 20 babies, 5 babies? Over here cussing me out because of his inadequacies. Because he might be Hank killing it and have a narrow you know what. So, sounds like she's having the problem, but I'm saying he could contribute to that. Yeah, OP. Silver lining is you don't have to deal with her crazy, horrendous family. I don't get these people who hear a story and don't want to hear the other side of the story and just believe it. I was like that before, but nowadays, no, I gotta hear both sides. I'm just not gonna take someone's side. It's just not gonna happen. OP? But yeah, not the beehole. And our next one comes from Senior Region 2984. Am I the beehole for kicking out a female house guest for touching me repeatedly in a non-new way, while I repeatedly tell her no? Some context before I, a 32-year-old male, get into this situation, as I feel it's important to how I reacted. I have been in 2 situations. One is a 60-year-old and at 28 that involved women and unwanted touching and beyond in both occasions. I've been powerless as a child or incapacitated as an adult, like unable to control my bowels or bladder kind of incapacitated. Both my wife and my guest are aware of my past. I try to keep this broad strokes so it's not to violate any rules, but again, I think the context is important. So on to the current situation. We currently have a 26-year-old friend female friend who is living out of a tent. Why is she living out of a tent? And we often invite her over so she can do laundry, shower, and other hygiene tasks. In this instance, I decided to hop onto my computer and play some games while she did her stuff and hung out with the wife while I chatted back and forth with them for a bit. As she wrapped up her visit, she approached me from behind and hit me with a hairbrush. Not hard, just to get my attention. It for sure startled me, and I did snap at her, telling her to stop. I looked up at her from my chair, and she does it again, and I tell her to stop again while making direct eye contact with her, which she doesn't do, and she does it twice more, and then demanding that I hug her, which I refuse to. Oh, that's weird. Don't do that. What? Where's your wife just cool with some random 26-year-old wanting a hug from you? Telling her very clearly, F no, I don't want to touch you, and follow that up with, if you keep going like this, I'm going to kick you out. She gives a kind of laugh and says whatever. I hate that flippin' crap. I'm leaving anyway, and then touches me again. I get to my feet now, both extremely panicky and feeling angry. We have a bit of a scuffle, not a fight, and I end up shouting her to leave and not to come back. I feel entirely violated in my own home during all of this. Both her and my wife insist it was just a game. Oh, your wife sucks. She needs to not have friends like that. I would not want a woman like that, but back to it. It's just a game, and she didn't mean it despite me telling her no repeatedly, and both my wife and the guest hearing it. I'm for sure not saying my behavior was great, and I've been seeking long-term treatment to help with my issues, both mainly being PTSD related to my time as an Army MP and the events mentioned in my personal life. Despite that, I 100% should not have acted in anger like I did. So, am I wrong for feeling the way I do, or is it the wife and the guest right, and it was just a game, and she didn't mean it? Edit, to be 100% upfront, it escalated and I reacted badly. Physically was involved, but as I also pointed out, I was near panicked and overwhelmed due to my past. Hi, OP. No, you're not in the wrong. Why did she even try that? She knows about your past, and that's why you don't tell people things like that. By people, I mean women. It's gonna probably make me get in trouble, but it's true. They're really good at remembering things that, the little weakness in your armor that digs into you and cuts into you and really knows how to hurt you. And you told her friend that, and your wife seems to be that type of horrible person too, who doesn't have your back, because she should have your back and kick her out of the house. Because I know I wouldn't have some male friend with my wife, oh, give me a hug, and none of that crap. And what annoys me, if you flip the script and it was a woman being annoyed by a man like that, and she's telling him no, people would jump on that so fast and defend her. But since you're a guy, who cares about the way you feel, your PTSD? It doesn't matter. We're lifeless machines that no one should care about. Which is not true, man. Still human, still feel pain, and still, have things like PTSD. And the person who's supposed to love you and have your back wasn't there. She was taking her friend's side. How effed up is that, man? So, P, I'm gonna definitely say you're not in the wrong. I would have kicked her out too. She's disrespecting you in your own home when you're doing her a huge favor. To be fair though, this isn't someone I'd want around me who's unstable and doesn't have a roof over her head and over here living in tents and having to, go to people's houses to do basic hygiene. Like, why is your friend with her? Usually people like that try to drag people down to their level, which it looks like she is if she's over here not taking your stuff seriously. You're talking about your wife. I'm gonna say you're not in the wrong, and I know this is not the behole, but I'm gonna say your wife is the behole. She should know better. She should have your back and be, caring and be your wife and not bring this type of thing into your house. And that's all this aside, what if the friend says, oh, he touched me, or we're having an affair to the wife? You know how quickly she had her back? She's probably going to believe the friend. So that's basically having a ticking time bomb in your, marriage. OP, not in the wrong, but you need to get rid of that chick. She's going to cause more problems. And the final one comes from Away Vegetables 6905. Am I in the wrong for laughing when my sister said she'll get stronger than me? I, a 19-year-old male, have been going to the gym constantly for 4 years now. And about 6 months ago, my sister, a 17-year-old female, started going. Oh, cool, good for her. It's always good when you want to improve in yourself and, get better at making your body better. Like, I will never get mad at anybody talk crap about anybody who's trying to improve yourself. Good job on your sister. Yesterday, I returned home from college and decided to go work out with her and a few of her friends. She was able to bench press her body weight, that's impressive, for the first time, and her friends and I congratulated her. Yeah, good stuff. She claimed that soon she'll be stronger than me and able to lift more than me, which I chuckled at because I thought she was being playful, but she looked upset and asked why I was laughing. I asked if she was being serious, and she said that, in fact, she was, and asked why I would think otherwise. I told her, A, I have 70 plus pounds on her, B, I'm a man, she's a woman, C, I have 3.5 years of experience on her. For all those reasons, I thought it was common sense that she wouldn't be stronger than me, so assumed she was joking. She says I'm unsupportive for laughing at her, but I think my assumption is common sense. Hi, Opie. Yeah, your assumption is common sense. It's true. Look, I know people want to deny it and act like it's not true, but men are just naturally stronger than women. Now, if you take a normal guy and put him up against like a woman who knows how to fight, like a UFC woman, yeah, he's probably gonna lose because she knows the techniques, the grapples, all that stuff. So there's, exceptions to the rule, but you put an average guy or average girl weightlifting, the average guy weightlifting is gonna be stronger than a woman. That's just the way it is. We're different beasts, you know what I mean? But we need each other to complete, each other. We're the yin and the yang. And I don't see. I would take that as a joke too, because I love my sister. But if she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get stronger than you weightlifting," I'm like, oh, "Okay, she's totally effing with me." That's funny. I would take it the same way. I don't know where she got in her mind that no, movies aren't real. You know what I mean? If Black Widow was real, she couldn't take out 50 grown men with a couple tasers and a little thingy. It's just not the way it is. Hell, a grown man has gonna struggle against two other men. You know what I mean? But people, we need to know our limits so you know you can how much you can bite off. Before you're overwhelmed. She needs to know that. She needs to get in her head. She can't, you know, hold her own against a grown man who's weightlifting. It's just the way it is. So if you know you're not the wrong, I would have taken that as a joke too. Thank you for making it to the end of the video with me. And can you please do what I said in the beginning? And like, comment, and subscribe. It really and truly does help the channel out. It helps it grow, and it helps you get more videos like this. Velvet out.